Hello, beloved. I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. If today is your first time, I do want to welcome you. On today's episode, we will be taking it step by step as usual. I hope that you will enjoy the making today. May God richly bless you, and remember that life without Jesus Christ is lifeless. Until next time, please keep watching. Hello, beloved. I want to thank you so much for coming by today. I hope everybody is doing good today. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how I make my delicious Ghanaian tea bread recipe. The making is so simple and so are the ingredients. Without further ado, let me go ahead and show you what you need. So in this container, I have 5 cups of bread flour and I'm using the King Arthur brand. Over here, I have 2.5 cups of water, and this is warm water, okay? If you stick your finger in there and you are urged to stick it out very quickly, it means the water is too hot and it's going to kill your yeast. So make sure that it's lukewarm, okay? Here I have 11 tablespoons of salted butter. Right here, I have a teaspoon of sugar, and I'm going to use this sugar in addition with the 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast to activate the yeast. Right here, I have 2 teaspoons of sugar, and this additional sugar, I'm going to add it to the dry ingredients, which is to the flour. Also, I have a teaspoon of salt, and here is a teaspoon of nutmeg. To make the bread, we are going to need our electric mixture with my paddle attachment for this recipe. So this is it. If you are interested, please stay tuned and we'll take this recipe step by step. Remain blessed and let's get cooking. So the first thing we want to do is to go ahead and activate our yeast. So in this red container, I'm going to go ahead and pour in our warm water. I'm going to add our active dry yeast, and I'm also going to add our sugar. Yeast needs something sweet to feed on it to be activated. So that is the reason why we add the sugar to it. So let's just give it a quick stir. And once we finish with the stirring, we are going to set this at a very warm place and allow the yeast to rise, okay? Before we start with the bread mixing. So let's just set this aside whilst we move on to the mixture of the dry ingredients. So I'm just going to pull this here. In this flour, I'm going to add our salt. If you are using salted butter and you feel like that is enough for you, you don't need any additional salt, you can go to that route. If not, just add a little bit of salt just to make sure. Okay, so here I'm going to add my sugar and also my nutmeg. And we want to give this flour a very good mix. Make sure everything has completely mixed with it. Okay. So that's it. This is good enough. Okay. So next we are going to go ahead and start mixing everything in the electric mixture. Please keep watching as we do that. So right now I'm going to go ahead and pour in all the dry ingredients and then start with the mixing. Now I'll be adding my butter. And then the sour cream. Then I'm going to add my activated dry yeast. I'm going to add the water gradually and have it on low speed and then mix it. Okay, so I stopped to just share this with you. So even though we measured 2.5 cups of water to activate our active dry yeast, if you are adding your water gradually to the flour and you are realizing that the mixture is becoming too loose, stop adding the water. Okay, however, if you have added all the water and you find your bread mixture to be loose, go ahead and add about 2 cups of the bread flour to just thicken it up a bit for you, because we are looking for this consistency. Okay, you have to be able to hold your flour together like this. See how I'm holding it together and pulling it? That is what we are looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and knead this dough. And so here is our dough. As you can see, it's kneaded very beautifully. To make sure that your dough has kneaded very well, you will see that whilst it's kneading, all the dough will pull away from the sides of the bowl to the middle. So look at it, it looks so beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and here on my flat surface, I'm just going to lay it flat. Over here too, I'm going to knead it just a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and knead it. So I'll be sprinkling a little bit of flour on it. See how soft the dough is? So the secret in making any bread is that when the dough is about this consistency, is this softness, it helps the dough to be really soft in the inside of the bread. Okay, so this is how I knead it. Whilst you are pulling the lower part of the dough, you are pulling the upper side away from you, just like that. Okay, so here I'm going to knead it for about 10 more minutes because I want the consistency or the softness of my bread to be really good. So if you find that your surface is becoming dry, just add a little bit of flour, continue to knead the dough just like that. Okay, so using this part of your palm, just going to add a bit more flour, continue to knead it just like that, stretching it and pulling it towards you, pulling the upper part away from you. So here I have molded the dough into a round shape, and for the size of the tea bread, traditionally in Ghana, we cut it and then we mold it into a long shape. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. So this is a large quantity that I'm making. So I'm going to divide this particular dough into 4. So over here I have my tray, and what I've done with this tray is that I have sprayed a non-sticking oil spray on this tray, and also I have sprinkled some flour on it as well. So this is where I'm going to mold my tea bread and then place them. So I'm going to show you how I mold the shape of the tea bread. So since you don't want your tea bread to lay down flat, because when you mold it to that long shape, sometimes if you don't take your time and allow it to be molded like this, like the way I'm handling it here, into this round shape, make sure everything is just gathering inside the dough, just like that, okay? And then by so doing, you just hold this part of the dough, just mold it like that. See how I'm just molding everything inside, just like that, okay? And then I just continue to pull it away from the middle to the ends to make sure that it's getting longer, just a bit longer, okay? Just like that, okay? So this is how I'm going to go by it, okay? And I'm just going to lay it on my tray. So we'll be making about 4 loaves of the tea bread. So this is how it should look like. I'll go ahead and make the rest and then come and show you the final result before allowing it to rise. Please keep watching. So this is how our loaves are looking like right now. So traditionally with tea bread, we sprinkle a bit of flour on top of the bread. And to bake our bread, we are not going to bake it right now. But for now, I'm just going to leave it for about 40 to 50 minutes for it to rise. And I will show you that process before we put it in the oven. But to bake this bread, you don't bake it for it to be too brown like your typical bread. Tea bread, typically when it's baked, it's pale in color. Even though it's nicely baked, it's pale in color. So now this is good enough. What I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and cover the dough with our cling wrapper, okay? So I'm just going to cover it up like that. And once it's covered, I'm also going to use this napkin to cover it up. And here, I'm going to store it at a nice warm place and then have it rise for about 40 to 50 minutes. Please keep watching. So right now, I'm going to go ahead to check to see whether our dough has risen. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, so obviously it has risen, okay? So I have preheated my oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to go ahead and bake these for about, I would say 15 to 20 minutes, or when you see that it has started to, you know, to look a bit brownish, pale brownish, not too brownish, but pale brownish. So let's go ahead and put it in the oven, and once it's baked, I'll come and show you the final result. Please keep watching as we do that. Hi everyone, so I'm coming to show you how our baked Ghanaian tea bread is looking like right now. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? Wow, I am very happy with the results. So what I'll be doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and cover it since it just came right out of the oven. I'll let it cool down for about 15 minutes and then I'll come back and then break it into 2 and show you how the inside is looking like, okay? So please stay tuned as I do that. Hi everyone, so we are back. It's been 20 minutes and as you saw me taking off the cover from our bread, look at that, isn't it gorgeous? So I'm going to go ahead and show you the inside of this bread so you have an idea how it is in the inside. Look at that. Look, it's so soft. Oh my god. See that? See the softness? That is what I call bread. Okay, so I'm just gonna break it so you have an idea how it is in the inside. Oh my god. This is amazing. I hope that you'll be able to try this recipe out and tell me all about it. This recipe is great for breakfast. It's great for snack. You can just eat it whenever you're ready and feel like you're hungry. It's just an amazing recipe. Please give it a try and let me know how it goes. Once again, I do want to thank you all so much for coming by today. May God richly bless you. Until next time, bye for now. Ghanaian tea bread recipe. Please do not forget to share with your loved ones. Comment if you should have any questions for me at all. And do not forget to like as well. Thank you so much for coming by. Our delicious tea bread recipe.